Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 2, text number 42 and 43. Yam imam pushpidam vajam prabhadanti avipaschidaha vedavada radaha partha nanyad astidi vadina kamatmana surgabara janma karma bhalapradam kriya vishesha bahulam bhoge aishwarya gadim pradi. Human beings with too little knowledge become the followers of the sweet sentiments of the Vedas, which advocates various fruity ritualistic activities for ascension to the heavenly planets. They perform many activities to obtain good birth, wealth, and power. Craving bodily enjoyment and an opulent life, they conclude that there cannot be anything more than this. So we must know that there are flowers. These flowers are scented with poisons, which is called poisonous flowers. It is very beautiful, is mesmerizing, elegant color, enticing beauty. Anyone could actually get attracted to it. Once they smell, then what happens to that person? Because it is a poison, they would die eventually. In this way, heavenly planet is so nicely organized. There are excellent fragrant rivers which flows with beautiful or attractive, delicious taste. Sweet water, sugarcane rivers, mango juice rivers, and oceans. All these things are available in the heavenly planet. Excellent valleys, panoramic jungles, and mountainous areas. There is no doubt about it that thousands and thousands of times more comfort can give to a human being by the earth planet, the heavenly planet can actually offer. So people are attracted to those kinds of material facilities. It is mentioned in the Vedas, there are Karma Kanda, there is Jnana Kanda, there is Yoga Kanda, and there is Upasana Kandas. So in the Karma Kanda divisions, which attract the living beings by giving these sweet facilities. Exactly like a sick child is attracted by parents by showing some beautiful Cadbury's or some sweet meats, candies. By attracting with that candies, the child becomes so enthusiastic and he is ready to eat the tablets and medicines given by the parents. The attraction is the candies. Similarly, the heavenly planet attracts the living beings with all these opulences. Why? Because we are very materially sick and we are looking for the material happiness. We do not have any idea about the spirit soul and spiritual world, living with God. No, we have only vague ideas. Even the modern materialistic scientists, they can go maximum to the quantum science, right? Quantum mechanics and different particles of physical elements. So they can only drill on it. They cannot go further and further. Why? Because that life is more subtle than even the quantum particles, which is the spirit soul. The spirit soul is finer than the material elements because the material scientists have material vision. They only dig into the material elements, and by manipulating these material elements, they think how we could actually provide more and more material facilities to the materially observed human beings. Therefore, they give everything, and in modern time, everything is advanced. Medical science is advanced, technology is advanced, traveling aircrafts or train or buses all are advanced. These are the technological department of the scientific field offered to the human beings so that they can totally forget about God and his existence and try to become permanent in this material world. So that is what they are trying to do. Their every endeavor to eliminate God from one's existence, who is the foundational cause of the material elements, because he has founded all those things and given to us. These modern people, educated people, they cannot create material elements. They cannot create any material chemical elements or physical elements. They can only take it from what is given by God, and they can manipulate it. Whatever it is, silver, steel, gold, manganese, all these acids, sulfuric acids or hydrochloric acid, or whatever you actually see, all these things are naturally given by God. But because the gross manifestation or grossly they manifest all these equipments and apparatus, they think they are the doers. They more often think that we need to actually see God through everything that is given in the material world, especially through the material elements. Yes, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that he is the giver of all the material elements. All these material elements are his separated material energy. However, he said, Apareyam idastu anyam pragritim vidime param. However, there is one more energy of mind which is superior to this material cosmic manifestation and material elements, which are the Jiva souls. And these Jiva souls are the people who exploit his material resources and claim themselves as God. And there is no God, everything is given by us. We are the ultimate in the material world, especially these modern physicists and chemists think like that. Not probably the Indian scientists. Indian scientists began to rationalize and appreciate the God's contribution. But the Western scientists, because they become rich, technologically advanced, some of the modern scientists, I mean the Indian scientists, they also try to follow their footsteps. But here we see all these material facilities are just a part of God's manifestation. Understanding all these material objects of this world, one should be very wise to think who has given all these things. Who is the owner? Who is the person who gave everything primarily to the human society, all these elements and facilities? So, naturally, no human being can create water. They may say hydrogen and oxygen mixed is water. Can they actually create a ocean or a river by assembling or mixing the hydrogen and oxygen, which are naturally there? You take a butterfly, right? It has two wings. See the designs. The right wing is exactly like the left wing, and left wing is also exactly like the right wing. So it's just vice versa. So this is God's creation. Look at the flowers that actually blooms from the earth. Every flower with different colors, it gives fragrance, different fragrance. Lily, jasmine, right? There are thousands of flowers. Rose flower in every country is actually gifted by different kinds of flowers. Even though it is coming from the earth, right? Same earth, but it gives different fragrances. Who can actually do this? These paintings, these modern materialistic people can or may do it, but the natural things, can they create? No. Every wallpaper or whatever stuff that we create is all from the nature. So naturally, the nature is owned and controlled by the Supreme Lord. Maya adhyakshena prakriti suyadesa characharam. This material nature, cosmic manifestation, work under my direction. He is the director. When he is the director, from God's sense, he is also the creator of all those things. We may be director, but we may not be actually the owner of everything within the organization, what we have in the organization. But we purchase from outside and we remain a director. But Krishna, being a director, means he is also creator of every single object. So therefore, we should follow the footsteps of the Lord, and he is telling these Vedas explains about the higher enjoyment, the heavenly planet, but don't get attracted to those poisonous flowers which will kill you. The facilities in the heavenly planet is that there is no death and there is no disease. Just like if you go to the western part of our planet, the guys actually live for a long time. They have a good health, and they also have prolonged their life by various manipulations of the material nature, especially having good air, non-pollutions, and highly advanced medicines and natural things they actually use. In that way, they prolong their life. Even in this planet, we can actually see people live for a long time than some of our Indian members. In the same way, heavenly planet, people can actually live long without even having an old age, right? Wrinkles in the body, pimples in the body, and rotten parts in the body. None of these things are actually there. Everyone is very beautiful. All of their body is fragrant. No one has any bad odor in a heavenly planet in their body. So no unwanted suffocating fragrance from their body like the earthly beings. So in connection with the quality of existence and advancement of the spiritual science there and material science there, that is much more advanced, because in the heaven the airplanes are very free. It may not even have the hood, but here we need to have a hood, airtight compartment. They preserve the air and oxygen, right? Air means oxygen and various other things. Food, heat, and all they have to actually carry. But in a heavenly planet, where they want, they can stop the airplane and they pick their food and eat. Just like a car you're driving here, they can actually have stop the planes and they can eat anything, all beautiful things, land in any valleys they want with their aircraft. There is no restrictions. So all these hi-fi facilities are definitely there in a heavenly planet. But there is a bomb, there is a warning, which is a death. The death will take away all your opulences, exactly like this world. Then again, we have to come back to this material world and continue our material existence where we left out in the previous life. Or if we are very disqualified, we may not even get a human form. The much that we have done, pious activities, that much pious activities we may be able to enjoy in heavenly planet. But the sinful activities we have rendered, that actually gives us a very fallen body in this material world. We may not end up in nice aristocratic, Brahmanical, rich family. We may end up in some poor, feeble, remote corner of the city or some village. We take birth, and we live a poor life. Provided we are perfectly committed or rendered some good spiritual activities, then we can avoid all this fallen state of life. So, digging the material elements more and more is exactly doing a autopsy, right? Autopsy is a postmortem of a living being while a human being is alive. So the material modern scientists, they are digging the material elements is exactly like the alive material nature. The soul is actually the supreme Lord, and they are trying to do autopsy to it. This is nothing but the state of avipaschidaha. In this verse it is mentioned, avipaschidaha means we are utterly ignorant about the fact of the absolute truth. Therefore, we need to contribute to the Supreme Lord. Our manasa, vaja, karmana. The action has to be given to the Lord, the mind has to be given to the Lord, and word has to be given to the Lord. Because these sounds, if we take the sounds, every man, every woman, every living being, have a particular sound. Hearing this sound, you can identify who this person is. Even if you are blind, you can still identify simply because they actually speak. Who has created these different kinds of sound, different from one another? So there are tons of things. The body's beauty is every one is actually different. How the Supreme Lord amalgamated, mixed these material elements and created these material bodies of every living entity. If you take cows, you can recognize the cows by their skin design, right? This is your cow, that is your cow. Here black, that part is white. In the ear they have some black spots or white spots, and every single living being is similarly different. We need to understand that these are the things only God can give us, not the modern educated class of people can give. They can only a dealer, or you see the merchant and distributors, right? The production is coming from the factory, the distributors distribute. So they are not producers, they are simply distributors. They may mix things together, but however, all these things have to come from the material nature. And they go and pay a particular price, which is the labor charge, not for the original material. Original materials are given by God for free, and the living entities take it, and labor charge they pay to the mine or whatever the whoever the guy actually wants that section, and they purchase and manipulate and resell it. In this way, the creation is actually going on. Ultimately, everything is given by God. Therefore, Krishna says, try to become not attracted to these material things, attracted to me. And he will tell that in the next verse, the real problem of the human being, why they are not attracted to him. And we stop here. Thank you very much, and Hare Krishna.